Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. So let's continue with the second round, acting mechanically. Okay, still under the grounds of factoring discretion. Okay, under acting mechanically, this may happen where the decision of the authority does not have any element of inflexibility, acts in a routine manner by following the advice of another authority mechanically without exercising his own independent judgment as required by the law. Okay, so how you compare with the first ground just now under acting under dictation? Okay, so under acting under dictation, this is where the decision is based on the decision made by the superior authority. Okay, ataupun the authority, he made the decision based on the opinion of superior authority. So dia ada keyword superior authority. That is under the first ground, acting under dictation. Okay, under this ground, okay, acting mechanically is where, okay, he followed the advice of another authority. So it doesn't matter lah, superior ataupun not superior authority. Okay, mechanically without exercising his own independent judgment as required by the law. Okay, meaning that dia hanya follow advice of another authority tu semata-mata. Dia tak apply his own opinion. Okay, he does not consider his own opinion at all. Okay, so in order to illustrate this point, okay, you may refer to the case of Lee Guan Seng against Timbalan Menteri Hal Ehwal Dalam Negeri and another 1992. So what happened in this case? Okay, it is about a report in regards to the trafficking of dangerous drugs for a certain number of days specified therein, with an order of detention being first issued by the minister, provided that inter alia a police officer of or the above rank specified in the relevant subsection supported of arrest and detention to police officer designated by the IGP in that behalf, and the officers so designated shall forthwith report the same to the minister. So in this case is basically the authority, okay, first when he receive a report, okay, he must make his own report first. In other words, he must comment on that report before he submit the report to the minister. Okay, maksudnya authority, okay, dekat police district tu, masa dia dapat report regarding the drug trafficking ni, dia sendiri kena first buat report. Okay, this is which he will apply his own minds to that report. Okay, then barulah dia akan submit the same report to the minister. So the detainee in this case, Lee Guan Seng, challenged the detention on the ground that the designated officers here refer to the authorities, okay, upon receipt of the reports concerning the applicant's arrest and detention, had not applied their minds to such reports and thereby offended the relevant statutory provisions referred to the above. Okay, meaning to say that the designated officer failed to apply their own minds. Maksudnya dia tak buat any comments or any modification to the report. Okay, dia dapat report, dia straightly submit to the minister. Alright, so the High Court emphasized that the provisions concerned mandatorily provide that the designated officers shall forthwith report to the minister the circumstances of the arrest and detention and not merely submit or forward the reports upon receipt thereof to the minister immediately and mechanically without applying their minds to the matter before them. So what happened, okay, is that when the designated officers receive a report about the detainee person, the detainee here, okay, dia tak apply anything to that report. Okay, dia tak buat any conclusion, for example, dia tak buat any comments, so dia strictly forward to the minister there. Okay, so the designated officer failed to follow the fail to follow the statutory provisions. Okay. Okay, next, what is the court's opinion? Alright. Applying this interpretation to the facts of the case, the court ruled that the detention order concerned was bad in law due to the non-compliance with the mandatory requirements of the provisions concerned, because it could be inferred from the affidavits of the designated officer that upon receipt of the report relating to the applicant's arrest and detention, the officers concerned immediately and automatically reported the same to the minister without first applying their minds to the matter before them. Okay, so at least he must prepare something, he must comment something to the report that he received. Okay, however, the authorities, the designated officers fail to do so. They just submit the report to the minister. So what happened to the detention there? It becomes yes, the detention order becomes ultra vires and void. Okay, so I hope that you understand this point. Okay, and the third grounds under factoring discretion here is, yes, the point is factoring discretion. Okay, so under this point, failure to exercise discretion, under factoring discretion, the keyword here is when the authority seeks to apply the policy, okay, policy inflexibly and blindly to all cases irrespective of the merits of an individual case. Okay, meaning that masa dia buat decision, okay, he just adopt the policy, he just follow the policy inflexibly. Maksudnya dia tak ada flexibility in making decision. So this is held to be invalid on the ground that when a statute confers discretion on an authority, the authority is expected to consider each individual case based on its merits. So dia kena ikut facts of the case, dia tak boleh simply exercise the policy. Okay, as what happened in the case of H. Lavender, again Minister of Housing. So in this case, the Minister of Housing and Local Government had the discretion to allow minerals to be extracted from agricultural land under the Town and Country Planning Act 1962. So under this parent act, Minister of Housing and Local Government has the discretionary power. Okay, dia ada power untuk memberi kebenaran lah. Okay, to extract the minerals or not. However, the Minister of Housing adopted a rigid policy to preserve high-quality agricultural land for purposes of agriculture against disturbance by gravel working and refused permission to the petitioner, the company, to extract minerals from an agricultural holding on the grounds that the Minister of Agriculture objected the proposed use of the land for reasons of agriculture. Okay, and then later this Minister of Housing made decision. Okay, they reject. Okay, they refuse permission to the petitioner. Dia tak bagi company to extract the minerals on the grounds that the Minister of Agriculture objected to the proposed use of the land for reasons of agriculture. So the Minister of Housing made the decision because of the policy imposed by the Minister of Agriculture. Okay, Minister of Agriculture objected to the proposed use of the land. Okay, Minister of Agriculture dia tak bagi guna land tu, because the use of the land for reasons of agriculture only. Okay, so when making decision, okay, Minister of Housing follow the policy made by the Minister of Agriculture. Okay, and what happened to the decision? Okay, the decision of the Minister of Housing and Local Government was quashed by the House of Lords. Under the law, the discretion was vested in the Minister of Housing and Local Government, and therefore only the Minister alone could decide whether on planning grounds the land could be used for gravel working. So hanya dia sahaja yang berhak untuk decide. Only the Minister of Housing and Local Government, okay, yang boleh decide sama ada dia boleh bagi tak license for gravel walking. But in this case, dia reject, okay, the application made by the company because of the policy imposed by the Minister of Agriculture. So his mind must be open to persuasions that the land should not remain as reserved land for agriculture. So what happened to the decision made by the Minister of Housing? The decision becomes void, okay, because of the doctrine of ultra vires. Okay, so there are a few other cases that you may refer to, okay, but as for your concern, okay, you just remember one case for each ground. Okay, so next lecture I will proceed with the procedural ultra vires. This is very important in your final assessment later. Okay, rules of natural justice. Okay, so if you have any question regarding these subtopics, okay, you can message me. Okay, alright, that's all. Thank you everyone for your concentration. Thank you. Assalamualaikum.